What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. It's Monday. It's Mock Draft Monday. The Ravens brought in Nelson Agholor today. Very sad. We'll definitely be talking about that tomorrow. But if you guys are new to the channel, you're new to the show, you're new to Mock Draft Monday. How it works, every Monday in the offseason, I produce a 7-round, no trades, Ravens mock draft. And it always develops over the time, whether it's because of the combine, because the Ravens make, trades, because the Ravens make free agency decisions, all those types of things. So it always adjusts, and you guys can see my thought process. And I love to see your, takes on the players that I take. Hey, I don't like this player you took in the 5th round. I think he's bad because of this. Let me know. There have been plenty of players that I've been like, I kind of like this guy. And then someone tells me something and I look into it and then I'm like, you know what? That's right. There's been plenty of players over the years that has happened with. So let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on all the players that I select. Let me know your thoughts on the mock draft. I wouldn't say this is my favorite mock draft, but at the same time, here's the thing. You don't get to decide who falls to you. I don't ever restart a mock draft if I don't like the players that are available in the first round. I don't do that because that's not how the NFL draft works. Sometimes guys that you really like, I love Jordan Addison. I love JSN. I love Joey Porter Jr. Sometimes they're not available. Spoiler alert, I didn't take any of those guys. None of those guys were available. So I'm sitting there, round 1, pick 22. There's a couple of players. If you want to look at the wide receivers available, it's Josh Downs, it's Zay Flowers. That's about it. And then you look at the cornerbacks that are available. Cam Smith, who you guys know I love. Cam Smith is available. Forbes is available. Emmanuel Forbes is available. But I decided to go the Raven way, and I decided to do, well, I did 2 things the Ravens way. First off, I went with the best player available. Second off, I went with the man out of the University of Alabama. I decided to draft Brian Branch. I still don't know if I love this selection. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys disagree with this. I'm not sold on whether or not I think Brian Branch would be a good addition to the Ravens. If you don't know about Brian Branch, he's a safety out of the University of Alabama. However, he's a hybrid. He can play corner. All right. He's a do-it-all. He can be slot. He can play close to the line of scrimmage. He can play over top. He's not just a pure safety. And my thought process is, first off, I think he's the best player available if the players that I already mentioned are not available, right? Earlier, the Joey Porter Jr.'s, the Jordan Addisons, the Jackson Smith and Jigbas. If they're not available, Brian Branch is the best player. And even though the Ravens have 2 safeties that are locked up, this is not 2005. This is not 2010 when teams were going out and it was 2 safeties, 3 cornerbacks, and, your front 7. That's not it anymore. Now, a lot of times teams are playing 3 safeties, and we saw that with the Ravens last year. And Brian Branch would be able to replace Chuck Clark in the sense that, hey, now we would have 3 safeties that can legitimately play everywhere on the field. You could put Marcus Williams up at the line of scrimmage and have them guard the slot wide receiver. You can do that with Kyle Hamilton. You can do that with Brian Branch. You can put them all in the tight end. You can put them all over top. You would be able to have 3 safeties on the field at all times, all playing each other's positions, moving back and forth. And that would be extremely difficult for any quarterback, no matter the level. I don't care if you get prime Peyton Manning, prime Tom Brady, prime Drew Brees, prime Aaron Rodgers, right? The guys that are seasoned with the mind that are able to see through it. You want to go older, prime Marino, prime Montana, whatever. Going against a team that has 3 players that all play the same position, but also play different roles. They can all play each other's roles. Extremely difficult. And he's a smart football player. He's very good at tackling, very good against the run. Really, really good football player, Brian Branch is. And also, he's coming out of the University of Alabama. We've done very well with Alabama players. That was Ozzie Newsome's mantra. If there's an Alabama player, take him. That was the rule. And Brian Branch, I think he's intriguing enough to where I think it could work, right? If he was a pure safety, I wouldn't draft him. But because he can play corner as well, I think it's worth a shot. Next up, round 3, pick 86. We already went secondary. If we go secondary first, we have to go wide receiver. And again, I didn't love the wide receivers available in round 1. Round 3, there weren't a lot of guys that I, am in love with. I ended up going with Tank Dell. Tank Dell, wide receiver out of Houston, didn't run a great 40. I think he ended up with a 4.49. However, he's extremely quick. You watch him on the field, like maybe unparalleled, just like burst and agility. Definitely in this draft class, but maybe in the NFL. I don't like comparing players to Tyreek Hill because he's not Tyreek Hill. That is the first thing I want to get out the way because I think I see a lot of people compare him to Tyreek Hill. That's not what he is. He doesn't have the top line speed, but he has that sort of short area quickness and speed burst that you see out of a Tyreek Hill coming out of cuts. That's the only area where I see that kind of comparison. Also, he's undersized. That's the only area of concern or comparison that I see. I see a lot of people comparing him as like the next Tyreek Hill. He's not, but he's extremely quick and he's able to use that quickness to gain separation and get open. Maybe Todd Monken would be able to use that. I think it would be unique next to Bateman and Duvernay, where it's like, okay, those guys have good top line speed, but aren't crazy shifty, crazy in and out of breaks and stuff like that. So I feel like it would be an interesting, player to pair along those other guys. Round 4, pick 124. I feel like we still needed to go with a cornerback. I went with Travis Hodges Tomlinson. He's undersized. He's 5'9". However, he's not a slot. Even though he's so undersized, he's someone that it's like he could probably play outside. And you could obviously play him inside as well. But again, he would be another piece adding to Brian Branch, adding to Marlon Humphrey, adding to Kyle Hamilton. All of those players can like play anywhere in the secondary, basically. Brandon Stevens as well. He would just be another piece that the Ravens defense can utilize as a where is he going to be? Is he blitzing? Is he covering the guy out wide? Is he covering the guy in the slot? Is he on the tight end? Versatility, I think, is the name of the game when you look at the Ravens defense. And Travis Hodges Tomlinson, even though he's very small, he can still play inside and outside. And I think he projects better as an outside cornerback, even though he's only 5'9". People hear 5'9" and are turned off. The comparison that I saw was for Marcus Jones. If you don't know Marcus Jones, cornerback out of Houston, actually, he was Pepe Williams' teammate. He ended up going to the New England Patriots. Punt returner, great punt returner, all-pro punt returner, actually. I loved him in the draft. Said he was going to be one of the best punt returners in the NFL. He is. But that's kind of his comp at playing the cornerback position. I wouldn't expect him to start right away. But again, a good depth piece that you could sub in certain situations to kind of, see where he can go and maybe put him on special teams and do that type of thing. Round 5, pick 157. This one, I went with Puka Ngata, a wide receiver that I really like in the later rounds. If the Ravens, don't get someone in round 1, I think they should draft 2 wide receivers. And Puka Ngata is a big body jump ball wide receiver. He's out of BYU. He's 6'2", and when the ball is in the air, it's his. Like, that's it. He's not a crazy route runner. He doesn't have crazy speed, crazy athleticism. He's got great ball skills. He's very physical. He's very hardworking. I mean, that sounds like a Ravens wide receiver to me. I think I don't like making comparisons, to legends because that's like the top of the line of what they could be. But think about what Anquan Bolden did for the Baltimore Ravens and his just ability to make those tough catches and throw it to him and he can come down with it. Puka Ngata is that type of player in a sense that, hey, if you're in a jam, if it is third down, third and long, you're down by a lot, you need a big play, you can just throw it up to him. That is what he brings to the table. He's a 5th round pick. Not expecting him to turn into Calvin Johnson, but he could be a jump ball wide receiver. He could be that X receiver that the Ravens need in certain situations because they don't have size at wide receiver. Puka Ngata would at least bring that. And then the final pick, round 6, pick 199. I went with a running back, went with a Sooner. Ravens have very good success rate with Sooner offensive players. I went with Eric Gray. Eric Gray, somebody that I actually really like at the running back position. This is the most stacked running back draft class I've ever seen. This may be the most stacked running back draft class of all time. Top side, maybe not so much. Now, I love Bijan. I think he's generational. I think he could very well be the best running back in the NFL, maybe even from day one. There's other guys that are really good, but in terms of depth, it's insane. I mean, you really have no idea. I mean, if you want a power back, you can get a great power back. If you want a pass catching back, oh my goodness, there's some great pass catching backs between Spears, Keyshawn Vaughn, Kenny McIntosh, Eric Gray, Bijan is great. You know, the power backs. I don't want to list every running back in the draft. There's like 25 guys that could get drafted. Like legitimately, there's like 25 running backs that are NFL caliber running backs. There's only 32 teams in the NFL. This is a stacked class. Eric Gray is a pass catching running back that's able to do it all. I think he'd be a very good, third down running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Catch the passes. He can run pretty well. He's coming out of a high powered offense in Oklahoma. And I think he would really fit well with what the Baltimore Ravens are trying to do. I know we brought back Justice Hill, but I think that's for special teams. I think Eric Gray, if the Ravens move on from Gus Edwards at the end of this year, Eric Gray could be that running back 2 for J.K. Dobbins when J.K. takes over as like the true lead. I'll run through my draft picks one more time. Brian Branch, Tank Dell, Travius Hodges-Tomlinson, Puka Ngata, and Eric Gray. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on all these selections. Let me know your mock drafts. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.